Remember this, guys. If you don't follow your own mind, you will end up following someone else's.
Lorenzo Lewis, philanthropist and social entrepreneur of L&J Empowerment, an organization for mental health and suicide prevention for gender-based males, global communities.
So Lorenzo,
Yes.
man, we met, man, through a mutual friend, right?
Right.
And since then, that mutual friend, he's still been around, but me and you, we've been conversing and collaborating on a lot of different things. And you are a powerful individual, and so I just wanted to let you, give a quick insight on what led to your road to success.
Okay. Well, being naturally from Little Rock, being here 28 years old, graduated locally in the city, changed schools quite a bit as a youth, got into a lot of trouble as a youth, but it let me explore my surroundings, and it let me explore what I could have been capable of not doing and doing as I'm doing now. So, graduated college recently, Arkansas Baptist College. It allowed me, to work around a lot of people in the community. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Worked in social service for 8 years. I worked for a lot of different psychiatrics, hospitals, clinics. Done a lot of case management. Worked with sex offenders, worked with sociopaths, worked with children sex offenders. I mean, you name it, from age 5 to 65. I've just about dealt with just about every demographic and some of every issue that could take place, socially and even from a health perspective. So that allowed me to grow stronger and understand the things that I wanted to see my community grow as. So being instilled into working behind, when I say working behind these walls, a lot of the hindrance that the private sector can, bring up amongst our community and not really helping the community as, but more looking at us more as a dollar sign, So my nonprofit was Spirit first and foremost, I wanted to be that philanthropist and wanted to be that humanitarian to help, but my target was technically mental health and suicide prevention. So, I got into that by my social service background. Being able to have the connections to these clinics, to these outreach places that did the work, it was easy for me to start, my own organization. As well as I stated, I had a family member, that suffered from bipolar disorder. So it was able to, inspire me to want to be able to create the change. So mentoring and working with youth boys has always been a passion. Working with younger guys and create social impact has always been something I wanted to do. I've always said a prayer to say, God, let me inspire the masses. However that may be, I figured out that over time that my masses of want to inspire has wanted to be through young boys and through men. Being why I lost my parents before I was 21. My mom and dad were deceased. So, I was 21, sophomore in college, lost my mom. Was raised by extended family. So, I've achieved more than any of my siblings, and even on one side of my family, I'm probably more educated than anybody. So a lot of that, helped build me to get where I'm at now. So having to go through those, I wouldn't call them mistakes, but having to go through a lot of those strains, helped me get to those successes. So whether it was personal, family, a lot of decisions that I made, and even now being able to exemplify the good work in the community. I come from the other side of knowing how, gangs interact, knowing how, drug dealers interact, but also now I can look back on the other side and try to help pull them people through to show them like, hey, it's more out here for us to really do and, to put our time useful to that. And, thankfully I didn't ever, criminally hold myself back from getting opportunities. So, I work for the Department of Human Services. Just, I had to get a job to make it, but hopefully this organization at the time will help me, continue to endure other opportunities and be able to inspire as well as, pass over deliverable resources through partnerships that I've created.
Okay. One thing that stood out to me, man, you said you lost your mama when you was 21.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my father when I was 2 weeks old. So how did you handle that? Like, how did you deal with that on moving forward?
Right. Man, well, that was tough. I never forget, I was probably I was 21, and I was still going to UAPB at the time. You know, like I said, my mom passed away. We wasn't as close, but of course, you know, you only have one mother.
Yeah.
You know, luckily having the support, but I can say what helped me was I had that support, you know, from guardians that was already, you know, raising me, technically, you know, that was there to help raise me. So I say for me, man, it was definitely, you know, spiritual guidance, you know, and just continue to, you know, I knew that a lot of the mistakes that they made and, you know, the things that they put themselves through, you know, I knew that I would always want to, you know, be better for myself, for my, you know, for my family, but as well even for my daughter, you know. So a lot of it was just motivation to know that, you know, they're not coming back. It's over with. But hey, we got to keep living. We got to keep going. And I just, you know, I dealt with a lot of youth and a lot of those places I worked with that went through the same identical thing. And the only thing they lacked, they didn't have support. So they went to foster care. They went to the, you know, to the streets. They didn't have any options. I had an option, and I had to capitalize on the option. And I capitalized by pushing myself around that.
Powerful. I appreciate you sharing that story.